Hi, and good evening, everyone. My name is Albert, and this is Vlogs About Nothing. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your very busy Saturday night to join me. I really do appreciate it. I want to talk about flip-flops and safe sex. So, just fair warning, in case flip-flops or safe sex are like a trigger to you, definitely stop watching this video. And I mean it, Jesus Christ. I try to be honest, and I'm sometimes feeling that the people aren't buying it, but I can't honestly say that every single time I've said exactly what I've said, and it's been exactly that, and I'm sorry, not sorry. But it's the whole problem with being truthful, right? And again, I would know this because, I'm single. I've had some terrible relationships. I'm an awful person. Blame me for all of your life's problems. I'm an awful guy, and I've gotten everything in life that I've ever deserved. Oh my God, it's so both close to the truth and funny all at the same time that it does. I feel like, it comes back around. Does it? I'm not sure. But anyways, I want to talk about flip-flops and safe sex. And how do these two, I was going to say items, but I don't think sex is an item. I don't know. Anyways, flip-flops and sex are, it's like a part of the summer vibe. And you know what I'm talking about. Again, I said it in the last video. If you're over the age of 40 and talking about, the human body makes you feel uncomfortable, or if you're under the age of 40 and talking about the human body makes you feel uncomfortable, again, then this show is not for you. But for those that want to continue, let's continue. The summer theme, right? And the summer theme is what? The summer theme is less clothes. Again, I did make up the rules. I'm so sorry, not sorry. I'm just saying that, is it bad? Should I just be a normal human and just keep all of my thoughts to myself and not ever say anything at all about what's happening around me and just sort of be passive and stream skibbity toilet? What do you want a guy to do? I notice things, I have big eyes, I have big ears, I have a big nose. These are some features that I have that I just, I can't I'm sorry, guys. I can't really do anything about them. I'm really sorry. But flip-flops and sex. Again, just because the summer and a lot of times people are out of school. You feel me? When I say that, I obviously mean consenting adults, right? In terms of just on summer break or whatever. Just teachers. Adult teachers being away from the school that they teach at or whatever for a large part of the year so that they can be away and stuff. I always wondered what teachers did in the summer, right? And then I was always sort of that was the biggest draw to me to become a teacher, was that if you were a public school teacher, right, again, terrible job. They don't get paid enough. They need to get paid more. They need to have more support. They need to have more teachers, all of these different things. Being a teacher is not a terrible job because being a teacher is a terrible job. It's a terrible job because we do not support our teachers enough. Okay? Just to be clear. But as a kid, you feel me? I was always I wonder what teachers do in the summer. I would never ask. You feel me? I was do kids come during the summer? And then we don't see the kids that come during the summer, we're just the other parts of the year kids. I was what do they do? And I guess, I had learned when I was an adult that if you're a public school teacher or whatever, that you sign a contract, and even though it's not really good employment, right, in all the ways that we had discussed, it's good in that you get paid, to stay home for the summer, and I thought that was really cool. I was yeah, bet that makes sense. Teachers are still teachers when they're not teaching kids, they still need to live. I'm a little concerned, and I was a little concerned then as a kid that my teacher wouldn't be there next year because they'd be working a fast food restaurant job. And oh my God, how some of these things have come true 30 years later with the entire part of us, right? All of the society having to do the different things like that. People with master's degrees being baristas at Starbucks. Again, no hate, not saying it's a bad thing to do. I'm just saying most people that went to school to get their graduate degrees, spent a lot of money and aren't entirely interested in the passion of making coffee in a way that would allow them to enjoy being a barista in its most fullest awesome ways, right? Instead, it's sort of like a real low paying job that's not union and refuses to like become a part of the modern times. You got all these angry boomers like doing their own little protests and stuff and crying to themselves and making all of our lives way more difficult. They're just trying to make rules to like not even be a part of the conversation. They didn't want to be targeted because people couldn't use the restroom in Starbucks. So instead, they just made a policy that said, if you do not buy anything from us, you are not allowed to use the restroom. This applies to all you fools, you feel me? Like the people that are in college and come in here and study groups and want to like have the opportunity to be in a safe third space but now can't because you're too poor. You feel me? Like yeah. Some of these different kinds of things. And honestly, again, flip-flops and safe sex. Okay, so with the summer coming up, guys, these things might happen. You might wear a pair of flip-flops and you might be in a situation where you and your consenting partner engage in that thing, like the thing that people do. Some people call it chicky, other people call it making love, bingo, bongo. I've heard all kinds of different ways, you feel me? But in and of itself, I guess scientifically speaking, I think it's called, is it called sex? I need like a scientist on the line, Is this, I think that's, or I know this is going to sound weird and I'm just a shameless, stupid man, but like, what does copulation mean? Like, I need Gemini right now, and she's nowhere to be found, so I'll just continue to look like a complete dumbass. Anyways, when you do have these things, you feel me? Like, again, sex happens, okay? This is a part of life, whether or not, like, you want to wait till you get married, all these different things. It is, in fact, a very empowering thing that you control, and only you feel me? Like you. So, all I'm saying is that when these situations come around, it's always better to engage in safe sex, like legitimately, and again, like, this isn't a preferential mode of how we engage in lovemaking with one another. This is just some more like scientist backed up type of stuff, you feel me? In that like you want to be mindful of other people's sexual welfare and well-being, and you can only do that if you really kind of care about your own. And again, having sex is one thing, but having protected sex is probably always going to be the best way to go about doing that. There's all different types of ways to go about doing that. Men can wear condoms, women can wear condoms, any other sexual identification, I'm sure, has its own appropriate means of, dealing with safe sex. I'm not aware of it, you feel me? But I'm not hating on it, I'm trying to acknowledge it. I'm just saying, even when two people that are of the same sex have sex, it's really important that unless you trust that person and you've been with them or, whatever, like, again, I'm just a stupid middle-aged man, that you practice safe sex, again, just because it's not just about you, and I know that's weird because I kind of just said that it was. You got to be your best self to be your best self, to give your best self, but like, it's really messed up when you don't think about other people when you decide to pull out your, private parts and put them together to have a little bit of fun for a few minutes. You know what I'm talking about, right? And that's all that I'm saying, right? It's just any way that you do these types of things, just do it the right way. Like, make sure that if you have sex when you're wearing your flip-flops, that you're also wearing a condom while you're having sex and wearing your flip-flops. Again, just some general advice, also make sure that you know how to use a condom, because again, we've all been there, and trust me, myself included, it's sort of like there's no guide, to sort of be there with you when it comes time to do those things, so just stay strong and make sure that it gets done properly, because otherwise it sort of defeats the entire purpose. And yeah, so that's what we talked about tonight, flip-flops and sex. Oh, at the end of this video it's gonna lag, I already know, because of some notification that came on my phone. But maybe at some point this year I'll be able to be a grown-up and afford a phone that actually works and that doesn't, do all of these things while I'm trying to make some simple content. But assuming that this video isn't entirely messed up, I'll close out things by saying that, I do a lot of joking here on the channel. I really do. My whole life's a joke. It's fine. I've made it this way. It's, no longer something that I can even decide. The decision was made long ago. I'm sticking to it, and this is my life. So, but there's no joking, when it comes to just making some common sense decisions. And again, like practicing safe sex, I feel like it's just a common sense decision, regardless of your sexuality, regardless of how many people you choose to sleep with in any single given night. Those things don't make you the person that you are. You feel me? What makes you the person that you are and that you will grow into are the people, or is the person that is mindful of, their sexual health and engages in a kind of, lifestyle that can afford some flexibility, for sure. Get it? Flexibility, sex. But definitely, again, like, all within reason, you feel me? And all just being, like, not just thinking about yourself, but also other people. But again, if you don't think about yourself, you can't think about other people, so there goes the oxymoron of life. But ultimately, if you're just your best self and you practice safe sex, I think you'd be alright. So that's all that I'm saying, again, and that is no theological perspective or religious kind of backing perspective or anything at all like that. Human beings are going to have sex. It's what we do. That's why there's human beings. I don't know. Again, I don't make up the rules. I just was born. I'm just living my life, just like all of you guys. But again, I'm not afraid to talk about these types of issues. I'm not afraid to talk about practicing safe sex. I'm not afraid to, advocate on behalf of engaging in free sex. Again, I mean, safe sex. All sex should be free, but we all know that we gotta pay for it in some way, shape, or another. Oh boy. Right? But that's all that I'm saying, right? I mean, seriously. Like, you guys let me know the next time you get some free sex, and it'll all work out in the end for me, and I'll say I'm sorry, and everything will be cool, and I'm the stupid idiot, but again, we all pay for it in one way or another. So start tallying up the cost, bud, because somebody's paying for something. Anyways, and it may not be what you think you're paying for, so that's all I'm saying, right? Oh boy. Yeah, I think a big part of, being responsible, obviously. Did I say I was out of character? Holy shit, I don't know. If I didn't, it was just a part of the mess up on the video, and it's fine, because obviously I'm no longer talking about flip-flops and safe sex. So, if that wasn't clear, it should be clear now, right? But again, out of character, I think people should practice safe sex, you feel me? I could care, 2 sheets to the wind, who sleeps with who, just so long as, like, people put a rubber on it, you feel me? Again, just because, like, your boy here ain't trying to, like, partake in any sort of, any kind of, like, cellular buffet or whatever. As much as I can avoid it. Again, like, we've all made mistakes. We've been there, we've done that. There have been times where we haven't been our best selves, and we've made some decisions that we've probably regretted. Again, okay, join the club. You think you're special? This happens every single night. Oh my god, I can't imagine though right now, especially because I've publicly admitted that your boy here hasn't got any since, I think it was Tiffany that was in my life, so yeah, whatever, it's all good. I guess I'm involuntarily practicing, my own sort of weird version of celibacy, just because, I don't know, it's whatever. I'm gonna start joking around too much again and all that other stuff, and I want to wrap this video up. Actually, the phone's about to die, and I am getting pretty thirsty, so that's kind of what I want to do. Also, I haven't uploaded the video that I just made either, so that's something I need to do. Yeah, guys, seriously, just practice safe sex, again, I don't know, or don't, whatever, but you probably should. And, again, you don't need to just take my word for it, you feel me? Just some simple reading about the subject will, I mean, I would read read literature on it, you feel me? But then I would also view with my eyes just like some image searches of, what can happen to different parts of your body if, you don't try and be your best self and engage in sexual protection while you are being sexual all the time. And let me tell you, those are pictures are enough. They were enough for me. You feel me? They were enough for me. That's all I needed was just a Google image search of the negative consequences of unprotected sex. Right? Just because, again, it's not a rabbit hole, and that is an educational thing to say. So, whatever, eat your heart out. I'm not talking any smack. I'm not saying anything nasty. I'm not saying anything offensive. You feel me? Again, if sex offends you, oh boy, I'm sorry to tell you, that's the whole reason you're here. So, I'm sorry, not sorry. Again, this isn't magic. I'm sorry, not sorry. I hope that you guys have a really good night. Thank you so much for watching my show. I really do appreciate it. Again, there's a big part of the show where I try to put myself, full character mode, just because it's a little bit more fun for me. Honestly, I can be a little bit louder. I can be a little bit more absurd. I feel like it's a better way to make fun of myself than to just sort of do it in a sort of really emo, self-deprecating, oh boy, something's wrong with this dude kind of a way. You feel me? All these different things I consider, and I consider them greatly. So yeah, that's it is what it is. I appreciate all of the people that watch this show every single night. Again, it's really cool, and I notice, and I'm very happy that you're here, and I look forward to seeing you here in the future, right? Because this year's going to be a good year. I said that in January, and the fact that I'm still feeling that way in May is far more progress than I've had in the past 20 years. So again, we all have our standards, right? But I know right now that because my standards have been so low for the past 20 years that I'm breaking down barriers at this point. At this point, I'm 14 again, and everything I do is brand new, and it's all just happening again. I encourage you guys to look into the idea of just giving up and not giving a freak, and just to see where that leads you in life in terms of not being weird, not being cringe, not being violent, not being no type of way other than just minding your own and working on the things that you think are important to you and really doing that. Not just cop out doing that because you don't want to talk to rando stalker boy over there because he keeps hitting you up and you don't want him to talk to you anymore. I'm talking real, again, real, some real freaking alone time, I would bet that not a lot of people can do it. It's tough. It's a tough thing to do. And, so it's just that much more empowering, to know that so many people, watch this. And I hope that, you consider yourself to be a friend of mine just as much as I consider you to be a friend of mine, just because that's kind of how it is here, I don't get paid to do this, and even when I do start to get paid to do this, it will never be about that, right? Just because, I've already removed that. I don't care about that. You can keep that. I don't care. I just, want the opportunity to continue to be a part of your life in any small kind of a way that I can. Just because, again, I am the dude. I also am the guy that, leans on online social content creators to get through my day because streaming services suck. There's nothing else to watch, and why wouldn't I want to watch my colleagues, my peers, my cohort group turn media into what media is going to be this century? And I just hope that it's a lot better than it was last century, and so I hope to be a part of that. That's all. I think that'd be kind of cool, and so obviously, I'm a nobody. It's cool. But any small little sort of part that I can play in making, the world a better place, I'm down to do, right? Just because that's really all that's worth doing. You feel me? All that's worth doing is the right thing. And the right thing is being honest and truthful and, trying to laugh at yourself and be accountable for your mistakes and really take them at face value and move on. You feel me? Because otherwise people will just try and tear you down for the rest of your life, and I don't have time for it. Seriously, I don't. I've repented for my mistakes. Like I have no more time to like think about, you know, those things in a way that weigh me down anymore. You feel me? Like, again, that stuff only impacts me, like my own self. Like, and I cannot be my best self to anybody around me if I'm not really trying a good part to do what I need to do to make sure that I'm okay. And that's something that's taken me 37 years to learn. So I hope that you guys have a really good night. Thank you for watching the show again, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, okay? Bye.